so much for joining me for our March's monthly card club. I know it's April, but we're putting together the cards that we made for March. So let's get to it. Again, thank you all for joining me. These are the beautiful cards that we are going to be making today. So for all of you that ordered the kit, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the Love Stampers. So let's get crafting. The first card that we are going to make is this beautiful one right here. So let's pull out everything that we're going to need. All right, so in your kit, you had some cardstock all cut. You had die cuts that I sent you. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your Very Vanilla and you are simply going to fold this in half. And we'll grab our bone folder and we will just push that right down. And our card will be facing this way. All right, then what we will do is we will put on our first layer, and that will just go right in the center right here. So we'll get our runner tape here, our stamp and seal, and we will grab that and just put that right in the center. Okay, so we'll put this on the side. And we're going to grab our little mat, and in your kit you have a piece of Very Vanilla and it is embossed. We are going to stamp on here. So this is our set that we're using, the welcoming window, and we are going to use the bricks. So we'll pull that out. And in order to make these cards, you do actually need the stamp set. I had done all the die cutting for you. And the ink that we will use, I think we will use crumb cake. And as you can see on this card, we stamped just sporadically. We didn't do it super dark or anything. So I'm going to grab a sheet of scratch paper, because I think we're going to stamp off. Let's see what kind of color we get here. I think it's a little too dark. I think if we do the light, we'll just stamp off. And we'll just make a little brick pattern. Just like so. And now it doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to be putting a window right in front of everything. But we want to make sure we have a little bit of a background. I'll just stamp there, and we'll just turn this just to get the bottom. There we go. Okay, so now we have that stamped, and we will adhere that to the base of our card. So I thank you all for joining me. This is our monthly card club, and our monthly card club obviously comes every month. For $38, a whole kit is shipped out to you. You make a bunch of different cards. You make 8 cards normally, with a total of 16. But in this month, I included an extra 2 cards, so we have a nice array of cards to make here. So let's put together our window. So I had stamped this out ahead of time and I die cut it. So in your kit, you received the die cut. So you would go ahead and stamp your window, and we will put that on. So when you get your kits, I do all of the die cutting for you. I just do not do the stamping. All right, so we'll grab our little shutters and we'll put them on. And we're going to do that with some dimensionals because we want to lift it up just a little bit. So we'll just grab 4 dimensionals and we'll put that right on the back. All right. I'll just put that right about here. And we'll get these little things off. And I'll put that right about here. All right. So now we want to add our little window box. So, and I had die cut this out for you as well. So we will get some of the mini dimensionals and put them on. All right. So our next monthly card club is for April. And in the April kit, we are featuring the Sweet Treats ice cream set. Super fun, super cute. In that set, or in that month's kit, you will receive all the supplies to make 8 cards. And you will be getting an extra spool of ribbon. You will be getting this really pretty ribbon. A full spool, and then you will also get a full package of the ice cream sprinkles. I'm waiting to get them in my next shipment, which should be here Friday. So you will get a full pack of those as well. So for 38 bucks, you get a whole really nice class, plus the tutorials, plus extra product. And if you stay with it for 6 consecutive months, you get a $25 product credit from me. All right, so this is what we have so far. We'll put that on the side, and we will grab our mat again because we are going to stamp our sentiment. All right, we'll close this up. And we will grab our Old Olive. And where did my stamp set go? Here it is. So we will grab our sentiment. And the sentiment we're going to use is wishing our paths crossed a little more. So let's see. Is this the one? This might be the one. Yep. I need to get a longer block. So again, with the long ones like this, I lay it down and then I grab the mat or grab the block with it. Okay, so we'll just ink that up and we will stamp our image. All right. Okay, now this is a little too big for what I want, so we are just going to trim this up. Just like that. And we'll trim the bottom so it's a little shorter. All right, it's a little crooked. Let's fix that up. So you're just going to trim that just like that. Okay, and we will put that on our card. We'll grab our little mini dimensionals. And we'll do one more in the middle. Yeah, so everyone who ordered the kit should already have it. So if you are unable to watch me live, you can always watch it on the replay. All right, let's put that right down here. There we go. And here we have our first card. So those are really nice, aren't they? All right. So I'll put that on the side and we will start our next card. All right, our next card, you have all of the supplies. There's a whole lot of pieces in this one. Whole lot of pieces. It was fun doing all the die cutting, let me tell you. Okay, so let me get my card that we are doing. All right, so this is the card that we are making. So pull out your supplies for this and we will get started. So we are going to stamp the background much like we did on the other card. So you're going to grab your gray and you're going to grab your crumb cake and you're going to use the blocks again so you can pull that back out and we will stamp. And this is just going to be sporadic again. It's not going to be like a solid brick wall. And you don't have to stamp off unless you prefer that look. And we're just going to go around because you're not going to really see anything in there. I'm just going to go around just like so. Just kind of want to do a little stagger to it. I probably should have made that a little closer. There we go. Okay, so we clean that off. And then we will take our card base, which is the very vanilla that you have in your kit. And we will fold this in half. And again, grab our bone folder. And we have our beautiful Blushing Bride paper. And we will glue this down. Oh. I really had a lot of fun designing this. This is like one of my really favorite stamp sets. And I'm so happy that it's carrying over into the next catalog. All right, so we will adhere this down. If you have any questions on how any of the cards were made, please let me know. And I will be sure to answer them. If I don't see them during the live, I will most definitely still respond to you after, because sometimes it's kind of hard to see all the comments. All right, and we'll glue our little fake wall on. Just like that. All right, now we are going to assemble our window. So we have, so in your kit, you have a gray window and you have a Blushing Bride window. So you're going to want to keep them together. So it looks like there's like light in the house. So if by chance your pieces had popped out because it is a die cut, you can just place them back in when you glue everything down. Mine had actually stayed together because I stamped them together so that they would hopefully remain intact. But I know with shipping and, oh, see, it kind of did come apart, so that's okay. So we will just lay one of the windows down. And we're just going to off-center it just a little bit. All right, we'll go right about here. There we go. And then we will glue this down. And I'm going to use some of our liquid glue. And just put a light little bit. You don't want a lot because you don't want it to ooze out of the sides. It's just a little. Cover your lines. And right here. Yeah, you only need a very little bit. You don't need a lot. So we will just line this back up just like this. And what's nice about this glue is it gives you a couple seconds of wiggle room, so you can always just kind of smush it where you want it. All right, so also in your kit, you have these window shutters. So we're going to attach them. And we will be doing that with dimensionals. I really love this designer series paper. It's the In Good Taste paper. I really, really like that. And I believe in your kits you did get some extra In Good Taste paper. So we will just attach that like so. And we'll do the other side just the same way. All right. And now we have a window needs the window hinges if it has shutters. So I had die cut out a bunch of these. We're going to be using our Tombow glue for that as well. And a trick for this is I have tweezers. So I'm just holding the piece with the tweezers. We're going to put a little glue just at the tip and at the base. And then we will just lay it down. And again, it gives you a little wiggle time, so if it's not in the exact spot that you want it, I'll just hold it down. There we go. And on to our next piece. So hold it with the tweezers. Just a little dot in the back. Right there. I'll put the next one here. There we go. Come on. Get in there. There we go. And I did cut extra just in case you had misplaced some of them, because I know they're little. They get lost easily. A little more here. There we go. Lay our next one down. And one more. The tweezers are a really good idea, because my fingers are not small enough to hold that without getting completely covered in glue. There we go. So those will just set right there. It takes a couple minutes for it to dry. So I have these extra pieces. You will have extra pieces. Just save them for another card. Let's put that on the side. All right. So now in your kit, you also received some vellum. But I did go ahead and I die cut out a little vase for you. So what you'll want to do is take your vase, put it on some scratch paper because we are going to color it. And we're going to use our pool party. So just grab a sponge of some sort and you just want to dab it. Let's practice on the side. There we go. Because we want it to look like there's water in here. So we're just going to stamp a little bit of color on there. All right. So now we will just put this on the side and let it dry for a little bit while we do the other stuff. Because when you do stamp on vellum, it does take a little bit of time for it to dry. It's not an instant dry like on your paper. So here we have our window box, and we will attach that. So I have my mini glue, or my mini dimensionals. Let's put some on the back. And this was all die cut from that In Good Taste Designer Series paper. Just adhere that down. And then you also had, oh, we had some flowers. I don't know where they went. Well, we'll have to look through. All right, so we have a little flower pot, and we will adhere that down. So this is out of that Designer Series paper. So we have a little bit of white on this side, and then we have kind of a wood look. But I think because this would blend in so much with this, we're just going to flip it, and we're going to use this side. So I will grab a dimensional. And I know I have those flowers somewhere because I saw them. So we'll put that right here. All right, we'll close up our pool party because we will not need that, but we'll pull back out our crumb cake because we are going to stamp our little sentiment. So in your kit you do have some scratch paper, and let's see, our sentiment is going to be my sweet friend. So we'll put that on there. Ink that up. I'll just stamp that down. Alright, so yeah, I really wonder what happened to my other flowers. We may have to just put it on the side because I'm sure we'll come across it as we go through. I know it's somewhere. Okay, so we'll take our sentiment and we'll just trim this down because we don't want anything real big. We already have a lot going on the card. Let's trim that. There we go. And we will attach that, and we'll use a dimensional, of course. Let's put that right on the back. I'll put that right in the corner. Isn't that sweet? That's so cute. All right, and then we want to put our picture on. Now, sometimes working with vellum, it's a little tricky because you don't want to see how you had glued it down. So what I had done was I used a mini glue dot. And I'm just going to put it just right here towards the bottom because it's just going to go on right there, right by the handle. And then just adhere that on, just like that. So I made sure I put it on the window shutter because with the little pattern, it just looks like the little pattern of the wood is shining through your little vase. So you really don't see, unless you're looking really hard, you don't see where the little glue dot is. So, and again, we would be adding flowers on here, and I am not sure where they disappeared to. So we will just put this on the side until we come across them. All right, so our next card, we will be doing this one. Now this is a really, really cute set. It's nice and bright. It's nice and cheery. It's a little different than some of the other ones that we have. So in your kit, you got all these pieces minus the stamps, the stamped images. So we have our flowers, we have our, just move that down, our flowers, our pot, our vase, and we have some more shutters. We have a whole bunch of pieces here. So we are going to take our balmy blue and we're going to fold this. And, oh, that's not it. Just hold it right there, just like that. And we have our white base, and we are going to stamp more of our bricks. So we will get our black pad back out and get our brick stamp again. Put that on there. But we are going to be using Pool Party. This, I think it was Pool Party. Let me just use a scratch because I don't believe it was this color. It was, let's see. Oh, here it is. It's the balmy blue. So, just to make sure. There we go. All right. So we are going to stamp a solid brick wall. So again, we'll just start at the top and just work our way across. And you will want something behind it because you are going to end up stamping off to the side, because you don't want the exact same brick pattern in your rows. See, and then like here we can start just with a little bit here. I'll go this way. Oh, I probably shouldn't stamp with my left hand. All right, here we go. We're almost at the end. And see, I'll turn this over because I just want to grab a little bit of a brick there. Fill one in there. Perfect. There we go. I'll just clean that off. Okay, so there we have our brick wall. And we will take that and we will glue that down to our card base. All right. Okay, so just like this. There we go. And now let's attach our window. So again, in your kit, you did receive the die cut window. And again, your center window pieces may have come out, which isn't a big deal. You can just glue them back in after you lay the frame down. So we will glue this down. There we go. And we're going to put this up towards the top, but in the center of the top. There we go. And let's add our shutters. And the shutters, when you do the die cut, it actually like embosses them as well, which is really cool. This is definitely one of my favorite sets. Make sure we got the right side. So fortunately, I did sell out of all of this month's card club. So if you are wanting this, I can always do it as like a special order, but I would have to, you know, I don't have it already pre-packaged or anything, so I'd have to create it. So if it's something that you're really wanting, let me know. and I'd be happy to put a kit together for you. But otherwise, there's always April's kit that's coming out, and that's really cute. And I'll show that to you at the end. All right. And we'll just flip this over and attach. Yeah, I really wonder what happened to my flowers for the other card. It probably is just mixed in with everything. All right, so now we will adhere our shutters, and again we will use the tweezers. All right, and we'll grab our glue. Come on. Maybe. I might be due to open a new bottle soon. There we go. All right. Just lay that down. Line it up. And there we go. I'll do this for the other ones. All right, 2 more to go. Yeah, so in your kit you do have plenty of these little guys here. So when I was putting this kit together, we had a day where it was like in the 70s, hard to believe because we woke up to snow this morning. But I had the windows open and a little breeze went through and all my little pieces just blew everywhere. Like, oh, shucks. So that's why I sent a bunch of them in your kit. Okay, come on. There we go. And I'll just scooch that down just a little bit. There we go. Awesome. And we have extra. So I'll add that to our little extra pile. Okay, so let's put on our little vase. We'll add that on with the dimensional. Whoop. There we go. And we're going to put it where it's sitting right on that window ledge. And then we'll do the little clay pot at the same time. And now when I stamped this, I used the Balmy Blue, and then this here is the Cajun Craze. I wanted something to contrast it a little bit. And we'll put that right in the center. Perfect. And then we have our flowers. And we'll add those on with dimensionals as well. And I had obviously pre-stamped and pre-colored all of this just for the sake of time. All right, so put one set of flowers there. And we'll do the shorter ones right here. And now we need our sentiment. So we'll pull out our black pad. And the sentiment we will use is sending sunshine for a beautiful birthday. All right, so on this particular card, I use the Cajun Craze. I'm not sure if I'm still liking that. I think I might use the Balmy Blue. So you can always mix it up and use whatever colors you like. And we'll put that on with some dimensionals. All right. I'll just put that right underneath. So very cute birthday card. Isn't that nice? All right, so we have 3 cards done. And we have 2 more to go. So the next one we will do is this really pretty blue. I love this. This is the Misty Moonlight. And in your kit, you received the card base. You received the designer series paper, the die cuts, the label, the flowers, and they were not colored in or stamped. We have all these little pots. All right, so we will fold this in half. And here's the bone folder. And we have our designer series paper. Isn't that nice, the bricking on here? It's really pretty. And here we have like a cement type look. So we will put our adhesive on the cement looking side, unless you prefer that side. And we'll put that right here on our card. And then we will take our little label here, and then we have this label, and we will stamp our sentiment, and it says, "My sweet friend." So we'll grab that, and we will use the Misty Moonlight ink. There we go. Okay, so then we will attach our sentiment to the label. Put that right in the center. Isn't that cute? I love it. All right, now we will add some dimensionals to the back and add that to our card. And we'll put this just right at the bottom corner. All right, so this is where you should be at. Now we want to add our shelving. So we have these really nice wood looking boards. This is what the flip sides look like. Unless you prefer this, I prefer the wood shelves. So we are going to put them on, and we're going to use the mini dimensionals. There we go. We'll put our first shelf on. We'll do that right about here. I think we'll go just a tad lower. There we go. Now we'll take the backings off of this one. And we'll put our shelf right at the top here. There we go. Awesome. Oh, all these little dimensional little papers. I find these all over the house. All right, so now we need to assemble our clay pots with our flowers. So in your kit, you have all different kinds of little pots, little canisters. So it is out of the designer series paper, so you can just flip and see which sides you would like to use. So, let's see, I think I'll use that. And then, well, it looks like a little wood bowl, doesn't it? That's kind of cute. I think I'll use that side. All right. So now we will grab dimensionals to put these on our shelves. So we will grab, let's see here, I need a larger pot for the bottom. So I'll put that right here. And then I need to put my flowers on that one, so I'll do that. And I'll use these. There we go. So that portion is done. Now we need to add to the top shelf and the middle shelf. So let's see here. We can do this bigger pot. We can put that right here because then we can put some more flowers on that one. And I need a smaller one. Let's see, we'll use this little wood looking one. If I can pick it up. Can I? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Come on. Goodness gracious. All right, so we'll add our dimensional on there and put this little guy on our shelf. We'll add our flowers. All right, I'm just kind of tilt that a little bit so it looks like it's hanging out of the pot. And we have two more pots here. I'm towards the end of my dimensionals, so I'll just cut. I want to use every little bit of these things. All right. So, oh, of course I grabbed the side I didn't cut. All right, so we'll grab some of these. All right, and we'll take, oh, no, I used the wrong side. There we go. We'll take this one and we'll just lay that one down like it got tipped over. And then grab this one, and I don't want to use the wood side because then it would blend in too much with our shelf. So then we'll just put that one right about there. Okay, so we have that. Then we're going to take a little bit of twine. You have twine in your kit. And we are just going to tie a sweet little bow. All right. Make this one side a little smaller. All right, so I grab my mini glue dot. And we want to put this on our flower pot. Put that right in the center. So again, thank you so much to all of you that signed up for the monthly card club. I hope you are enjoying these. So here are our cards. So all the little pots are going to vary per kit. So yeah, so that's this card. So on to our next and our last card. So this is a sweet little card, very light, elegant, very simple. So you have your card base, and this is just our basic white. And we're just going to fold this in half. And we will grab our gray and grab our pad because we are going to stamp our bricks again. I really like that brick stamp because you can just turn any paper into a background paper. And we're just going to stamp a little bit. We're not going to go all over. So we will take our ink, randomly going to put some bricks. There we go. No rhyme or reason, just random brick. So it kind of has that, what do they call it on Fixer Upper or whatever, how they decorate the outside of the house. I think they call it like that German schmear or something like that. I don't know. But, so we have that, and we'll put that on our card. I'll go just right here in the center. And what you could do also, if you wanted a little more dimension to it, and I think we'll give it a try. We'll take a sponge and we'll take our crumb cake again, and we'll just lightly go over it, just so we kind of get that shimmery kind of look. Yeah, I think that kind of finishes it a little bit. There we go. That's cool. All right. So now we will grab our window. And now with this window, you're not going to be using those inserts. So we will, let's see here. Actually, I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. So because these regular dimensionals, the small ones, are probably too big to put on here, I'm going to cut some of them in half. I'll probably just do 2 rows. Probably shouldn't need any more than that. Just put that on there. You probably don't need a whole lot, but just enough to keep it so it doesn't smush down. And let's see here. I'll put one on this corner. Just like that. And we'll hit this one right here. All right, so I'll take the little backings off. All right, so we will attach our window, and we'll just put that right in the center. Just like that. So using the dimensionals, it gives you that extra lift that you need. Okay, so now we need to add our shutters. And looks like I just need to trim this one a little bit. All right. And there we go. Make sure you put your dimensionals on the correct side of the shutters. You want to do it not on the embossed side. And there we go. Now on this one, we did not use any of the little hinges. You probably could add them on if you'd like to. You do have enough of them in your kit to do so. All right, so I have, in your kit, you have a punched out little pot. And we're going to grab our Cajun Craze and grab our little sponge. And we're just going to give our pot a little color. There we go. Super simple. Don't need a whole lot. You could use any color that you would like. We also need to, I could probably use the Cajun Craze as well, stamp our sentiment on here. So we'll grab our welcome. We'll put our welcome on here. And I hope this works, because it looks like the windowsill is a little smaller than the image, but we'll give it a try. Right there. Oh, there we go. That looks nice. It just makes it. If you can see the welcome on there. All right, so we will grab our mini dimensionals and just our regular dimensionals. I'll just use the smaller pieces. All right, almost to the end. Almost to the end. I really hope you enjoyed these cards. Again, if you have any questions on how I did something, please just add it in the comments or send me a message, and I will be sure to get back to you. So we'll add our little flower pot on here. Now we need to add our actual flowers. All right, how should we do that? We'll do that just like this. And there we go. So with this one, I used the designer series paper, and I just stamped on top of like the stucco-y type image. And this one here, we just stamped on some bricks, and you could do it however you would like, as many as you would like, add some texture to it. You could even run it through like an embossing machine, and then you would have a beautiful image that way. So these are the dies, or this is the die set I used. So here's the hinges. You have 2 sets of that. You have different size flower pots. Here's your flower images that cut out. Your windows with the shutters. Here's our shelving that we used. And here's the frame that we used when we stamped out that window. It was in the very first card. This is what I cut it out with. So this is a very nice set, and I could so easily see this being used for Christmas cards. You would just change the coloring of your plants. Just change the color of your paper. I could absolutely see that. So welcoming window, and then we use the In Good Taste designer series paper. And here are the beautiful cards that we made. And I never did find that other flower that I had die cut. I don't know where it went. But all right, so let me just move them down. There we go. So these are the ones that we made today. I hope you enjoyed them. They were a lot of fun. I know there were a lot of parts, but that was all cut out for you ahead of time. So these are the cards that we're doing for April. In April, we're doing 8 cards. Excuse me. A total of 8 cards. You get a package of the little ice cream dots. to sprinkle all over your project. And you also get that really pretty spool of ribbon. You get the tutorials and a video. So in the description, I do have the link to sign up. Again, if you're with me consecutively for six months and you order a kit for the 6 consecutive months, you get a $25 product credit. So once you go through and have been with me 6 months, I give you $25 worth of product that you can choose from. So, all right, well, I hope you enjoyed the card class, the March cards that we put together. Again, these are the April ones, and that is all I have for you. So thank you very much, and God bless.